Hey everyone, it's Courageous, and I am here with part 2 of my hashtag minor favorites. So this tag is a VR to Mixtress Rae's hashtag minor favorites, where they go through each card in the minor arcana and choose their least favorite and their most favorite from their deck collection. So in my previous video, I went over my least and most favorites of the sword suit, and in this video, I will be going over my least and most favorite of the cups suit. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, comment. If you want to join us, use the hashtag minor favorites. I said in a previous video, I'm breaking it up into 4 different videos because it is just too long to go over all 78, I'm sorry, not 78, all minor arcana cards and in one video because I just don't have the storage. So let's go into the cup suit. Okay, so my least favorite Ace of Cups is the Ace of Cups from the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. And my most favorite is the Ace of Vials or Cups in the Numinous Tarot. Now, the reason why I dislike the Ace of Cups from the Everyday Enchantment Tarot is because they have a trophy. The cup is a trophy. A trophy means you've already won. A trophy means you've already ended this journey. And for me, aces are beginnings. Granted, you can look at it in a bigger picture. It could be the beginning of a career in swimming, right? Because these are children, they are younger. But to me, I still read it as they've already finished the journey. Had this been the beginning of the match, right, I would have seen it differently. But to me, because it is a trophy, it implies an end or not the beginning of the journey. Now, when I look at my cups, I like the water to be just pouring out, right? This Ace of Vials epitomizes what I like. Not only is it a vial, right, nice and potiony, right, but it's in the midst of water, right, and the water is just bursting out. And we see, I love how they do like the frothy water. It's just so much water coming out. So it's this outpouring, this beginning and of this emotional outpouring or something, right, that is very emotional. So that's why this is my favorite and this is my least favorite. Now, the Two of Cups. My least favorite is from the Modern Witch Tarot, and my most favorite is from the Tarot of the Divine. And I know this one is a big favorite. Now, I don't really have any issues with the Modern Witch deck, but if I were to look, just looking at my collection, it's my least favorite for the fact that I look at this Tarot of the Divine, and most of my decks also do the same thing, and I see it as a union of opposing characteristics, opposing qualities, opposing people. Like they're different, and even in the story, it tells the difference between the two. This is Gilgamesh, and I'm gonna look at the book for the name because I'll forget. And Enkidu. So the Two of Cups is an ideal relationship that still faces difficulties. Gilgamesh was a tyrant until Enkidu was created for him to be his equal in every way. Though their initial meeting was rocky, they came to love each other very much as opposites who complete each other. And that's what I look for. I look for opposites. We see it here, right? Even in the cups, they're completely different. We see in their physical features, right? And they're still in harmony, they're still in union. And I just don't see that here in the Modern Witch. First of all, I love the embrace. I love it when they're already kind of together and the arms, you know, the hands intertwined really does it for me. But it's just like here, the only opposing factors that I see are the water and the land. And it's just, I don't know, it's just not. And her face is not too happy, right? I don't know. I just see it. It doesn't do it for me, right? I don't see the union. I don't see the harmony. I don't, you know, and if we're talking emotionally, I don't see like an emotional relationship. I just see it's like, here, you take my cup, I take your cup. That's why. The Three of Cups. Now, My least favorite, and because I'm being nitpicky, my least favorite is from the Joie de Vivre Tarot, and my most favorite is from the Modern Witch Tarot. Now, the only reason why this is my least favorite is because this little critter's here. So that makes it 4. And it's just, I see it, I love the Three of Cups because I just see it as like my girls, right? My back, you know, like my there's a thing like my boast bitches, right? Like we're a tribe, we're a gang, we're a crew, right? And I want to be part of their crew. They're so cool. But here they're you know, it's them 3, and then they have like this I don't know if it's supposed to be a pet, I don't know, but it's like, you can't sit with us, okay? So that's the only reason why I don't like this Three of Cups. But other than that, it's perfectly fine. I love it. It's so cute. And it has what I need. It has the 3 people. It has them in, you know, together, chilling, hanging out, being best friends, because I think of it as the best friend card, obviously depending on the reading. And then we have the cups flowing, you know, from her hair, from these little flowers. So that was it. And it's like, some of these, I just love all of them, but I just have to nitpick, right, to pick a least favorite. Now, the Four of Cups, my least favorite is from the Tarot of the Divine. And again, I'm just nitpicking because I really do love this card. And my most favorite is from the Modern Witch Tarot. So the reason, okay, so let's backtrack. What I think of when I think of the Four of Cups is exactly what's on her shirt. Over it, right? I'm over it. I'm depressed. I'm not about people. And I identify a lot with the Four of Cups because it's like, I get into my moods. I don't want to be around people. I just want to lock myself in my room and like, just like isolate myself from the world, right? Disconnect. And I see it as, I see the Four of Cups as there's 3. I'm getting the 4th offer to me. I don't even want the 3 I have, right? I'm over here angry at these 3 to begin with, and you're over here offering me more. And in the Tarot of the Divine, I just don't see where this character is over it. The way I see it is, I'm so in love with these 3, and I see it very materialistically too. Like, I love these gold cups. I love these material things. I love what the earth, you know, what the man-made world has to offer me, that I'm ignoring this cup of, you know, from nature. I'm ignoring nature's call. I'm not interested in the 4th cup. So that's why I don't like this one as much, but I still love it because, again, I still like the interpretation of it. But it's just not what I associate with the Four of Cups, in that you're supposed to be unhappy with all of your cups. And they're very much happy with the 3 cups that they have. They're just ignoring the 4th cup. This one, I'm over the 3 and you're over here trying to give me more. So the Five of Cups, I have, my least favorite is the Five of Cups from the Everyday Enchantment. And my most favorite is from the Tarot of the Divine. Now, the Five of Cups, I read like the 8 of Swords, like this victim mentality. I also read it as this woe is me, cups half empty, crying over spilled milk card, right? In this Five of Cups in the Everyday Enchantment, like, they're like, how am I supposed to feel bad for this person? They are mourning a dead loved one. So it's just, you know, even though I guess that's the ghost of the dead loved one, it's still not the same as having them physically here. So how am I supposed to say you're a victim? You're in a victim mentality, right? And then like we have the 3 cups of flowers, and then these 2 overturned cups, whatever. But it's just like, how am I supposed to tell them that you're crying over spilled milk? No, you're honestly grieving somebody. And I don't see the Five of Cups as that. I see the Five of Cups as something like here in this Tarot Divine, right? We have the 3 cups spilt over, right? And it's like they're crying over that, but you can just pick up the cups. And in fact, you will probably pick up the cups with some water in it, so it'll be even better because now they have, they're half full, if you will, right? And then you still have these 2 here, but here they're gone. Like, yeah, we're supposed to look at this, but this is what I'm focusing on. And I'm focusing on them grieving a lost loved one. So that's not what I feel represents the Five of Cups. Here, yeah, you're crying over the spilled cups, but all you have to do is pick them up. So that is why those are my least and most favorites. Now for the Six of Cups, my least favorite is from the Kaleidadope deck, and my most absolute most favorite is the Six of Vials from the Numinous Tarot deck. Now, the reason why this is my least favorite is because when I think of the Six of Cups, I think of that those childhood memories. I think of the ancestors. I think of familial ties, right? We usually see it as a you know, a child, you know, a childlike card, but it's just like there's none of that here. Like, you know, for the most part, I guess this is something you did in your childhood, but it's just too simple for me, and you'd have to really read the book to get that interpretation. So that's why it's my least favorite. This is my most favorite because, again, this is what I read it as, right? So we have this person standing in front of their ancestral altar, right? And they're seeing their ancestor, they're speaking, they're able to connect with them, and that is why I associate it with more. And then it's like we see this person still has like childlike energy, right? I feel like this this wreath of flowers on their head kind of gives them that youthful, childlike you know, energy also. But this is what I really associate the Six of Cups with. The Seven of Cups. Now, my least favorite, again, from the Everyday Enchantment. My most favorite is from the Modern Witch Tarot deck. So the Seven of Cups is an options card, right? We have so many options before us. Which one are we going to choose? Are they all already ours, right? But it's also often an illusion, and it could be making the wrong choice. So this is my most favorite. Because again, all of the options are not necessarily good, right? We can have a storm in a bottle. We can have, well, this is like a wreath, so I guess victory, the laurel wreath, right? We can have money, we can have power, love, and then we have, well, the snake to me is wisdom. But again, they're not necessarily all great options, and there could be some you know, some hidden consequences or some hidden fine print with these decisions. All right, but in the Everyday Enchantments, okay, so the Seven Cups are tattoo colors, but where's the option? Like the tattoo that the artist is making is a tattoo of death. Like you see the Grim Reaper right there. So it's just like I don't get it. So is my option supposed to be, like, you know, my options are what color I want to paint death? Like, it's like pick your poison kind of thing, right? I don't know. It's just, I don't see, I don't see, I guess you have the option of what colors you want your tattoos to be, but again, that's more the artist's choice also, right? Because they're the ones who are designing it for you, so they probably gave you advice. I don't know, maybe because I have too many tattoos and I consult my artist a lot about what it is. I tell them I want this, and then they kind of guide me along, like, oh, well, maybe you should do this color. Oh, maybe how about this interpretation? So it depends on how much artistic license you give your artist. But at the same time, how many colors can you paint death? And then the fact that it's death, it might be a little too grim for me, right? Because it's like the outcome of this decision, you know, all of these, of choosing one of these options is not necessarily going to be death. Like, even though we're all going to die eventually. I don't know. It just got very grim. The Eight of Cups. So for the Eight of Cups, I have two least favorites, and they are the Eight of Cups from the How to Deal Tarot and the Eight of Cups from the Joie de Vivre Tarot. And my favorite Eight of Cups is from the Dark Mansion Tarot. Now, the reason why this one is my least favorite of all is because it's a house with the cups in it. I don't like, I like to see water in my water. Like, I like to see the element shown, the element that suit is associated with shown in the actual card. So yeah, we have the cups, but it's in a very dry place, right? Like, if the sea would have been in the background, it would have done it more for me. But I don't see the person who walked. I'd like to see the person actually walking away from this house. So that is how I like to read So like here we have she's gone, she's leaving everything behind. She's taking only what's necessary, but she's leaving these material things, and she's heading into the unknown in the direction of the sea. For all we know, she's gonna go hop on that ship, right? But we see the water, we see the emotional connection to the decision to leave these cups behind, right? And then this one in the Joie de Vivre, I don't like it because she's taking the cups with her. Like, it's, you know, the cups are going. We're supposed to be leaving that behind. So that is why I don't like these. Now, the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is a deal breaker card for me. Like, if I don't like the Nine of Cups in a deck, I am not getting that deck. I'm not, obviously, sometimes I don't have access to all of that, or a walkthrough of the deck, but if it's a deal breaker for me, once I get it, I'm not keeping it. So let me keep the order. My least favorite is the Nine of Cups from the Tarot of the Divine, and my most favorite is the Nine of Vials from the Numinous Tarot. So I love this card. I still love this card. The only reason, again, because I'm just nitpicking, right? The only reason I do not like the card is because of the story. Now, the story involves some trickery, right? This is a man disguised as a woman to seduce this woman. So she kind of swore off men, and he disguised himself as a woman to woo her. And then she then she finally, they fell in love and they lived ever happily ever after. But it's like, I don't like the deception behind it. It's like any relationship that starts on a lie is on rocky soil for me, you know. But I do love how happy they are, right, when they are in love. But it's just like, okay, is that going to last once he becomes a true man? Like, I need to know more of the story. But the only reason I don't like this, like the only thing I don't like about this card is the deception behind it. But other than that, it is a beautiful card. My favorite is, they're just so happy and adorable. They're so adorable with their little 9 vials, right? And it's like they made these, right? And it's like, I just love that it has everything that the Nine of Cups represents getting at what you want, right? Having emotional fulfillment, having your wishes granted. And I just feel like these are necklaces of attraction potions, like, the magic potions that attract or help you manifest, right, what you want. So that's why I love it. I love it. And they're just so cute. The 10 of Cups. So my least favorite is the 10 of Cups from the Shadowland Tarot, and my most favorite is the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Vials from the Numinous Tarot. So when I think of the 10 of Cups, I think of family. I think of happiness. I think of this familial relationship bliss or happiness, right? And of course the rainbow. But the only reason I don't like the Shadowlands 10 of Cups is because the crab is alone. Where they may have painted or built this 10 of these 10 paint cans, and it does have the rainbow, but they're alone, and that to me is not what, like, I like to see people, at least 2 people in my 10 of Cups. And now the reason I love the 10 of Cups from the Numinous Tarot is because, again, these are probably not related. They're probably not related by blood, so it's like that chosen family. So I love that even more. But again, we have more than one person. They're not alone in their familial bliss. Like, how are you blissful in your family if you don't have a family there? So I just love how beautiful and how happy they are. And then I love the idea of chosen family, being part of your family, being your family. Now, the Page of Cups. So my least favorite is from the Shadowland deck, and my most favorite is from the Kaleidadope deck. Now, I said in the sword suit video that when I think of pages, I think of youthful energy, excitement, passion, whatever that suit represents, right? And the Page of Cups, first of all, I think this is a mom. I don't know if it's supposed to be a child because it has the donut. I don't know. But it's like we have a page holding a cup of something, holding a cup of something. So it's like I don't know who is really supposed to be the page, right? I don't know. I just don't get that. I don't get that youthful new, exciting, like novice. Well, I guess the novice would be because of the donut, so they're learning to swim maybe. But I don't know. It's not doing it for me, only because these two, like, okay, we have the fish, but it's like then the fish has a fish. So it's just like, what is that doing? I think I have to think too much about it. And I'm just not getting that energy. Whereas here we have this child, and she reminds me so much of my daughter, and my daughter loves to, my daughter's very creative. And when I think of the Page of Cups, I think of a creative, artistic child kind of energy. And you know, she's really proud of her drawing, and she doesn't color necessarily all in the lines, but it's just like her creative interpretation, and her cup is more than half full. So it's just, it's just like, this is what I love a Page of Cups to look like. And again, it reminds me of my daughter. But we do have that creative, youthful energy. All right, the Knight of Cups. So for the Knight of Cups, my least favorite is the Knight of Cups from the Joie de Vivre Tarot. And my most favorite is the Knight of Cups from the Dark Mansion Tarot. So the reason why this is my least favorite Knight of Cups is because, one, I feel like it's moving too fast. My water doesn't move as fast as air and fire. So here we have, you know, it's like, it's a little bit of slow motion. They have their foot in the water, but they're galloping, you know, they're at a steady pace because they don't want to spill the water in their cup. This one just feels like they're moving way too fast. They're swimming too fast. And then they're kind of like being careless with the cup, right? Kind of like thrown in the air. The bird is, so they're flying, right? Because if there's a bird, they can't be underwater, but this one feels like it's a fish breathing. I don't know. I just feel like it's moving too fast for Knight of Cups, and it's kind of being a little bit careless with the cup itself, whereas the Knight of Cups is a little bit more careful and steady and measured so as not to spill the contents of the cup. And they're moving at a slower pace. And I do like that the foot of one of the hooves is in water already, so they're moving into the emotional space from the land. The Queen of Cups. So my least favorite queen is the queen from the tarot, True Heart Tarot and True Heart Intuitive Tarot, and my most favorite queen is from the Joie de Vivre Tarot. So I love queens of cups when they're mermaids. I love mermaids, period. So water with water, it's just like, give me all that water, give it all to me, right? So here in the True Heart Tarot, one, I don't like that the queen is standing up. I don't know why. And I don't like that she's facing away from the water. Like, she's facing away from the sea, as opposed to actually being in it or facing it. I don't know. I just want all this water, right, to be at the center of her attention, because she is the nurturing queen, right? She's water. She is, and she should be at least facing the water. She should definitely be sitting down. I don't know. I don't want her standing up. I don't know why. And then it's like the cup is like she's looking at the cup, which is good, because I like my queens to be looking at the cup, but she's like more upward direction as opposed to, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But I just want her to be facing the water, and I want her to be sitting. And I don't know. I think I don't like the color of her dress also, because it's not very watery. I don't know. Like, I guess it's the regal colors. But I don't know. I just don't like it. Now this one, again, she's got the mermaid tail. She's, so, and part of her fin is in the water. I love that, being in the water, right? Being in this emotional state. She's looking at her cup. She's looking at the fishies jump out of the cup. That's giving that nurturing edge. And the water, she's in the midst of the water, not away from it. So that's why that's my favorite. The King of Cups. My least favorite, again from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. And my most favorite is the Mystic of Vile. So the Mystic is the king in the Numinous Tarot. So I don't like this king because I don't know, like he's just like, first of all, it gives me Two of Pentacles vibes, right? With the one is being balanced by, I don't know, one is being elevated by the hand, like magical powers of the king, I don't know, and then the other one is there, but he's not looking at any of them. He has like an octopus ringing around his foot, and he still doesn't care. I don't know, like he's just too nonchalant for me, right? As opposed to, and again, he's facing away from the water, even though this one is also facing away from the water, but at least it has that turbulence. He has the turbulence in the cup, and he just has this with, like he looks like he's just came out of the water, whereas this one looks like he never got his feet wet, so to speak. So I just don't like his nonchalance, and it's just like, oh, this cup, like, whatever, I'm just balancing it with one hand, and this other cup, oh, like, I don't know, like, why do you have two cups? First of all, why do you have two cups and you're not even caring about either one of them? And then what's going on with this squid, right? It's like, are you not worried about that at all? And then facing away from the water, like you never even came from it, right? So it's like, in most King of Cups, I think they're actually in the water, like the water's, they're on like a little island around the water, or at least the foot is at least a little bit touching the water, so that we can get that emotional connection from them. And the waters are a little bit more turbulent, where as this mystic has the turbulence in the vial controlled, right? Because they are very controlled in their emotions. They're very wise. It looks like he could have been coming from the water, but at least, you know, he's closer to it. The waters are a little turbulent, but this just has this wisdom, this emotional control, and this maturity that I look for in a king. This is kind of like showboating to me. All right, so that is the Suit of Cups. If you haven't already seen the Suit of Swords, that was my previous video. Go check that out. And in the next video, we'll be going over the Pentacles. So these are my minor favorites. Be sure to let me know if you agree or disagree with some of my decisions. What are your favorites? Maybe they're reversed. Feel free to join us on the tags, #minor_favorites. And Mixtress Rae's original video will be linked in the description box below. This is Courageous. Peace.